Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Blood Bananas. So here I want to showcase some of the battles that I played against some of my friends, some of the very top battlers, CytochromeT, SinixPK, and then SophToph and YasserAleed. These four battlers are very talented. Some of the battlers have been number one on the leaderboard before, like CytochromeT here. Sinix definitely finished top 10 before on the leaderboard. We have SophToph, who finished above 3,500 rating at the end of the current season. And then YasserAleed, who also finished extremely high at the end of this season, I think around 3450, around there. So these are definitely very great battlers. So I'm just using the 3 budget teams in my last video. And then they're free to use whatever they have, and it will be a best of 3 battles against these battlers. So definitely very cool battles that I want to showcase. These are I have no idea what teams they're gonna use, and I'm just using the 3 teams that I built in that order as well. So without further ado, let's take a look at some of the battles, and I can explain my thought process between some of the teams and my usage a little bit better. So first battle, we're against CytochromeT. We have Obstagoon, so this is the Obstagoon team with Haunter and Pelipper in the back. The Deoxys is super bad, so I just safe swap into Pelipper right away. My opponent brings out a Charm user, which is a Shadow Gramble. This is actually very good for me. I think after a battle, he actually told me that he played this a little bit wrong because he should have brought out a Charm user that can better tank my charge moves. Because now I can get to 2 Weather Balls, and my opponent has to double shield if they want to maintain switch advantage. So my Pelipper goes down, but I'm up 2 shields, and up 2 shields with Haunter is extremely scary. So I just come out with my Haunter here and just trying to get all the farm that I can. I want to get a huge energy lead because I'm recognizing that I do resist Charm, right? And my Obstacle is also not very good against the Gramble anyways. So they do have another Charm user, which is a All-in Ninetales. So what I'm going to do here is go for a Sludge Bomb. I'm actually running double nuke, as I mentioned in my video. So it hits very hard against the Charm user, the Fairy types, and then we have the Shadow Ball to have the chance to one-shot Psychic type Pokemon, like this defense from Deoxys here. So yeah, that's a good game. Very cool finish with the Haunter, even in a bad lead. So here we have a very good lead. I definitely want to maintain this because my Poliwrath or my Politoed is very bad against it, and my opponent brings out Stunfisk, so I do have a direct response to this. Politoed is very hard to answer for this Galarian Stunfisk, right? And I do have to tank an EQ. Earthquake from Stunfisk still hits very hard. I can't overfarm too much, even though I hard counter my opponent here. That's just kind of the strength of Stunfisk. Also because I swapped out a little bit late, so I'm just throwing these Weather Balls as soon as I get to them. My opponent does decide to shield, so they're trying to either take swap advantage or get my shields down as well, right? So they do go for the rock side. I just match shields because I recognize that switch advantage is very important here. I do want to beat the Tropius with my All-in Ninetales, right? And then Vigoroth is not very good response to the Tropius. My opponent swaps out into Tropius right away, trying to snipe down my Politoed. I was prepared for that because I recognize that my opponent double shielded the Stunfisk, right? So they tried to snipe me down, but I swap into Ninetales, which is able to take down the Tropius very easily, and then they bring out their Stunfisk. The Weather Ball was not enough to KO my opponent there, so my opponent does get the Rock Slide off, which should be able to take down my Ninetales. I should have honestly stopped attacking there, so I can get a little bit more energy with my Vigoroth here, instead of letting my opponent getting the energy lead with the Azumarill, because now this is still very scary. If my opponent has Ice Beam and then goes for the Hydro Pump, lands a Hydro Pump, this will be very scary. I decide to shield here. I shield a Playrough. So either my opponent has Hydro Pump Playrough or my opponent has Ice Beam Playrough, right? If they hydro pump, they probably go for the hydro pump. I do almost have a move stored in the back, so I think what I'm going to do here is just try to chip down as much as I can, and hopefully put this Azumarill into weatherball range from my Politoed. Right, I just need to land one more. I don't think this is a hydro pump, so this is a play rough from my opponent. So now I just go for another body slam, and this should be enough to put my opponent into weatherball range from my Politoed, but I'm just gonna farm down at this point to finish off this game. So good game, well played to Cytochrome. I do a huge shout out to everyone that agreed to do these battles with me. I do appreciate it. Alright, so here we land a really good lead. And then they have a Tropius. I should really swap right away because I do have Poison Jab on the Alolan Muck, and we do resist these Razor Leaves really well. But it's such a tanky Pokemon, I wasn't sure if I could swap instantly and take it down. But because we did a Foul Play chip, that essentially allows us to just Poison Jab this Tropius all the way down. I think that's what I'm going to commit to. I don't think Leaf Blade will even KO at this range. So I take down Tropius, and then I have full energy here. I go for Dark Poses, which should do a lot of damage to this Bastiodon. Just kidding, it's a Bastiodon. It doesn't really take much damage from anything, right? Alright, so I do get some chip damage here with 2 Dark Poses. My opponent aggressively swaps into Sableye. Extremely good play. But we do have Granbull in the back, and I think Cytochrome just decided to leave the game after he saw my Granbull. Alright, next up we do have Sinix here, also very strong battler. He likes to hang out in my Twitch chat as well. I'm using the same 3 lines, and he's using whatever he chooses to, right? So we're gonna see, we land a pretty okay lead if this was Ultra League, because we do survive 2 Hydro Cannons, but in Great League we don't survive 2 Hydro Cannons, and this matchup becomes much tougher for the Obstagoon. So as you guys can see, the Hydro Cannon already chunks a ton of damage. So what I'm going to try to do is throw a Nice Slash, and then try to catch next Hydro Cannon. But I think Sinix is trying to CMP time me, and he overfarmed a little bit. And then they come out with the Skarmory, which is a decent response to my Pelipper, right? So this is already looking pretty bad for me, but fortunately I think seeing the Skarmory here is not bad, because Pelipper is not that bad against it, especially since we have some energy advantage, right? I'm gonna go for these Weather Ball spams, trying to take down the Skarmory as best as I can here. I'm only 1 away. I did shield once because I did want to win this matchup. I could probably overfarm a little bit more, but yeah, I could probably farm a little bit more. They still have Swampert with energy, and then they have Altaria. I believe I did mention in my budget team video that Altaria kind of destroys this entire line, because I don't have a good response to Altaria, especially when Altaria comes in here and gets tons of energy. We do get a shield, so that's slightly better, but the thing is they have energy with the Swampert, so I can't really shield here, because if I shield, my opponent swaps into Swampert, gets a Hydro Cannon off, and my Haunter will be dead anyways, right? So I realize I really have no solution here. There is no win con, so I just let this Sky Attack go through and let the Altaria take down my entire team, like I mentioned in my video, right? So, yep, if you run Altaria and you face that team, it's very easy, right? Alright, so here we're against a Jellicent. Very bad matchup for my back Pokemon. It's a good response, especially because it has Bubble. It's very good against my Vigoroth. If it has Ice Beam. Generally they do run Ice Beam with the Bubble fast move, right? So I'm just gonna try to chip down as much as I can with my Ninetales. I'm gonna shield a Shadow Ball here. They most likely don't have Bubble and Bubble Beam, right? And then I try to get the Side Shock. I think my opponent got 2 bubbles through when I only did 1 Powder Snow, which due to some desync, which is a little bit unfortunate. It might affect us not getting to the next Psyshock here. Okay, so they throw just before we get to the Psyshock. I do decide to shield. This might be a misplay. Maybe my best play was just to sacrifice my Ninetales, but I kind of wanted to preserve it. And I don't think this Psyshock will KO, so I have to try to make a catch, which is what I've tried to do here, and I was able to do it successfully. But I'm still down a shield, and I had to pull out the swap in order to have a chance at this point. And now I time my moves terribly. I let my opponent sneak in a fast move. In the 2-turn versus 3-turn fast move rotation, you want to throw at 1-4-7 so that your opponent don't sneak in an extra move, right? So there, my opponent got an extra air slash, which is actually really bad for me. So my opponent can throw here and then get to another one against my own Ninetales, right? If they didn't sneak in that extra air slash, we might outpace with our own Ninetales to this weather ball because we were super close to it, but unfortunately we weren't able to get to it. And we got taken out by the Skarmory here, and my opponent still has a shield. My opponent swaps into Umbreon because they didn't want to get farmed. So now my only play is trying to land 2 Blizzard somehow. We do tank 2 Foul Plays, so it's going to be very tough. So my opponent actually shields correctly the Blizzard, which is very, very tough. I don't think that if we baited, I was going to get to 2 Blizzards anyways, right? Yeah, I think my opponent almost has 2 right here, 2 Foul Plays, and that should be enough to take out my Poliwrath. Or Politoed, sorry. But we're gonna do a Blizzard for the sake of science to see how much damage we can do. And it does run half, or less than half, to an Umbreon. So there's your answer. Not much for a nuke, right? Alright, we got taken out by the Umbreon, and my opponent 3 Bold Flex me, which is fine, because we're gonna see all the matchups, right? We're definitely not going to win all the games. Here we're against a SinixPKMN. Again, not good. SinixPKMN kind of beats my entire team. But fortunately, SophToph can definitely hit back against SinixPKMN. It actually wins the 2 shields against the SinixPKMN. Straight power up punch. But because I led into it, so I just go for a foul play first. I do want to shield. I do want to take out the SinixPKMN as best as I can. I go for this power up punch. If my opponent doesn't shield, then I can counter this Pokemon, the SinixPKMN, all the way down, which would be very nice for me, which I was able to do, take out the SinixPKMN. And then my opponent has an Azumarill, which is terrible for my backline. I actually just swap into my Muck there. Because if I allow them to farm you down, I don't think my Pokemon with the correct alignment was going to win the match anyways. And I do have to bait out a Steel. Or in this case, the Swampert is absolutely tearing me apart, taking out this Muck, just laughing at this Muck. But we do get 2 shields here, I believe, because this Dark Pulse should almost take out the Swampert. Great League, Ultra League it does around half, so Great League should almost take out this Swampert, right? My opponent has all the energy in the world with the 2 shields that he expended. Come out with SophToph, hoping to soak up some damage here, which we're able to, and then I'm hoping to charm this down before they get to another move. If they do get to another move, that would be pretty terrible for me. So I don't think this game is winnable at this point, because they do still have a Azumarill for us to get through, and we don't have a charge move that can hit even neutral against a Azumarill, right? So, and they actually land a Hydro Cannon, so we kind of get taken out here. And yeah, there's that. We 3-0'd someone, and then we got 3-0'd by someone else. Alright, here against SophToph, who finished about 3500s. Very, very strong battler. So here, Venusaur, not a great lead. I have 2 pretty good response to Venusaur, so I just go into my Pelipper. They come out with Sableye. So now I already have in mind of what's in the back. It's probably a Galarian Stunfisk. There's a very common team, and she also used this team quite a bit at the end of the season. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm gonna try to get shield advantage,
because I know that I can't really win this matchup since she was very good at swapped immediately into this Sableye as a response, right? So I get a shield advantage. I get farmed down, which is fine, and I'm gonna try to farm the Sableye all the way down with my obstacle here, because we do have Gunk Shock, which hits back against the Venusaur very, very well. I do want to shield this return because it will likely do the most damage out of all the moves on my opponent's side. And then they probably come back in with Venusaur here. We get to the Gunk Shot. I would really hope my opponent to no shield this, because this will do a ton of damage, and my opponent does not shield. So now I go into my Haunter, hoping to snipe it down, but my opponent swapped extremely fast. They have their Stunfisk, which I expected, and I'm going to no shield because I know that I survive a Rock Slide, and we do get to the Shadow Ball. This will do a ton of damage, probably do the most damage out of any moves on my side. So she makes the correct decision to shield the Shadow Ball, which is extremely well played. And then we come out with our Obstagoon. We do want to throw this Night Slash immediately. My opponent, SophToph, does get to a Earthquake right here. So I'm trying to counter this Stunfisk down before it can get to an Earthquake and a Rock Slide. We got the boost. I don't know if it was necessary, but we do counter this Glaring Stunfisk all the way down. I think he was only 2 away, so maybe the boost helped, but I'm not sure exactly if she would have gotten to the Rock Slide. And then we do have a shield stored because I recognize that my opponent Venusaur had a move stored. And then we just get off this Night Slash. So boost does give us quite a bit of attack boost, right? So I'm not sure, but I think she might have died with the Rock Slide if we didn't get the boost. So we'll see next time when we play, right? All right, here we have All Ninetales versus All Ninetales in the mirror matchup. I think I like to build up to the Dazzling Gleam, which is around here, and then I go for a Psyshock. Hoping to grab a shield, or if they don't shield, this is fine because it still does decent amount of chip damage. My opponent goes for a move here. Is it Dazzling Gleam or is it Weather Ball? We'll see. It's a Dazzling Gleam. It hits for a ton of energy. I swap out with the move into my Vigoroth. I do have a Weather Ball stored, which is a play that I think I mentioned with this team. You want to aggressively swap a lot to get energy lead. So now we have a lead in energy with our Vigoroth. They come out with the Sableye. Alright, this is one situation where Bulldoze actually gets used because Body Slam is double resisted. So we go for the Bulldoze. It does decent amount of damage to the Sableye. Now I think I recognize that I can actually double shield and come out this matchup with a move stored on my Vigoroth. And I think that's what I'm trying to do here because my All Ninetales is relatively low right now. So yep, so I do shield, I go for a Body Slam, and I put the Sableye into farm down range. I do have to shield again though. They don't have a move stored on the All Ninetales, so I can I don't have to be worried about them sniping me, right? Even though I have no shields. So they come out the All Ninetales, I go for this Body Slam, and then I'm going to try to catch a Weather Ball. So I'm going to do one more counter, or 2 more counters, and I'm going to swap into my Politoed. My opponent actually swapped into Jellicent, probably hoping to catch a Body Slam. Jellicent is terrible for my team. I don't have a good response. As you guys saw from the match against Sinix, we definitely did not have a response to this. So I just have to chip down as much as I can with the Weather Ball. But as you guys can see, that was very, very miserable amount of damage. My only win condition here is possibly getting to 2 more Weather Balls here. I think the correct play for my opponent right here is actually just to take out my Politoed, because I'm just spamming way too many moves here. And then the shields is not really worth anything right now. Health is probably a little bit better, but I understand that she wants to build up to 2 moves. So because she got greedy, she didn't go for a move to take out my Politoed. I swap into my Ninetales that had a move stored to get the last shield. And I realized that my Vigoroth is only 1 counter away from the Body Slam, and the Jellicent is so low that I think with the body slam might be enough to take out the Jellicent, even if it's double resisted. So I do one counter here to the all Ninetales, and then we do have this body slam stored just after taking out the all Ninetales, and then we throw this body slam to take out this Jellicent, and that's a good game to SophToph. And next matchup we have ScrafT against a Venusaur. Is it the same Venusaur Galarian Stunfisk team? We'll see. So I go into my OM Muck. It's a really solid response to Venusaur. She's not swapping. She probably wants to chip a little bit and then swap out. But this actually allows the swap timer to be completely desynced now. So that my switch timer is going to come up before her switch timer comes up, right? And I want to keep that in mind so that I can take advantage of it later on. I'm going to go for 2 Acid Spray. This is also in preparation because, like I mentioned earlier, our switch timer is desynced. So maybe there is going to be a opportunity for me to go into my ScrafT and then just counter down this Umbreon, which is right here. My switch timer comes up. Her switch timer is a little bit desynced. She's going to throw this charge move, and I think she's still around 5 seconds away, so I should be able to counter this Umbreon down, and that's a very good situation for me. They bring out a Venusaur. If they have a Galarian Stunfisk, this will be pretty terrible for me. But if they had Galarian Stunfisk, they would have brought it out against my Olin Muck, right? So I don't think that's the case. I'm gonna shield here. I'm gonna go for another foul play. I want to get her last shield, right? Because also, like I mentioned in the team building here, I want to get shield advantage, and then for my Muck. Or for my Granbull as a finisher. Even if they have Galarian Stunfisk at this point, I'm not scared of it because I do have the close combat to hit back against any steel type, right? So here I'm going to come out with this Granbull here. I do 2 charms and I try to catch a Frenzy Plant, but we just simultaneously KO. That's also fine, so that the energy on the Venusaur gets completely wasted. And then now we have a shield. And all I have to do is get off this crunch to take out this Jellicent, and that will be a good game. So as you guys can see, with the shield up, Granbull can definitely hit back against a lot of the Pokemon. Here we're against YasserAleed. Also definitely check out SophToph. She's also a streamer on Twitch. Very quality content. She's very good at explaining her thought process and how to avoid lose conditions by showing her lose conditions to everyone on stream. And then we have YasserAleed, who's also a very talented streamer, very strong battler. He has a lot of the strong Pokemon, so he's definitely not bringing out a budget team here, but we'll see. So first game, I'm bringing out the Obstagoon line, right, with Haunter and Pelipper in the back. And as you're gonna see, we're gonna see another Surf Edge lead, a fighter lead. Terrible, so we go into Pelipper, safe swap. Right away, we see a Mandibuzz come out. This is not the best situation because Mandibuzz just straight up outbulk this Pelipper. Even though we do have these nukes, they actually spam really fast as well. They get to 2 foul plays extremely fast. And also, I don't have the best IV on my Pelipper, so I don't think I survive 2 foul plays plus a couple snarls. So I'm not even going to get to a Weather Ball to chip down this Mandibuzz. But that's actually okay for me. That works out okay because I get a little bit more farm with my Obstagoon right here. Any move from that Mandibuzz doesn't really hit back against my Obstagoon, right? Air Slash is a terrible move, and then Foul Play is resisted. So here I'm just going to try to counter this all the way down, and that means we have a gunk shot to threaten whatever is in the back. So here they have a Azumarill. I want to actually save the Mandibuzz to aggressively swap into this Azumarill, probably hoping to catch a move later on. So here is my opportunity to farm down completely against this Azumarill. I do have to shield once, even if this Ice Beam, because it will take me out.
but I should be able to farm down this Azumarill completely, and then I have 2 moves to threaten my opponent Pokemon in the back, which is the Surfetched and the low health Manabuzz, right? Manabuzz is out of energy because the Manabuzz threw 2 moves on my Obstacle earlier. We have 2 Sludge Bombs basically here. I'm trying to throw on the CMP, I think, on the next one, which my opponent makes a perfect play to catch it. You can't really see it, but he made the catch. You couldn't see it visually, so I tried to honor charge it because I realized that might be the case. So here I'm going to shield. I'm recognizing that my opponent's Surfetch is actually getting very low just from the Shadow Claws, so I'm going to return the favor right here after 5 counters to catch a Night Slash on my Obstacle here. And even if my opponent honor charge, I think they can't really farm me down. And then I'm just going to do 1 more Shadow Claw here to take out this Surfetched to take the game. So good game, very close, very well played at the end with the catch and to save the Manabuzz. Alright, here we're against the Defense from Deoxys. Not a good matchup for Ninetales since I don't have Charm. But I'm just gonna spam these Weather Balls. So I go for the first Weather Ball just when they get to the Thunderbolt. And I think I might shield the Thunderbolt. Do I shield it? Okay, I do shield the Thunderbolt. And then I'm going to throw another Weather Ball here, hoping to grab a shield just 1 counter away before my opponent gets to the Psycho Boost. And I'm going to try to catch. I think I should really catch it on the Vigoroth, but I think I caught it on the Politoed here, which I don't really agree with, because I think catching on Vigoroth would be slightly better, forcing my opponent to swap out into something that might not be favorable, right? But my opponent actually had a Sableye in the back, so it actually turned out a little bit better, because now Politoed can force the Sableye to throw some energy. Very nice counting by Yasser here, throwing just before I get to the Weather Ball to take out my Politoed. I do have a move stored in the back on my old Ninetales, so I'm going to do 2 Powder Snows, I believe, just before 3 Powder Snows just before my opponent gets to the Foul Play. Again, I don't have the best IVs on my own Ninetales. If I do, I think I actually survive a Foul Play here. So here I'm gonna hope that I survive this Foul Play, and we're only 1 Powder Snow away from getting to my move. And do we get to it? We get taken out by 1 more Shadow Claw. So we died with the Weather Ball, and this turned out extremely terrible for me, right? My opponent tries to catch it with the Deoxys, which I'm just going to counter down. That's actually kind of gives me a win condition, but they do have an XL Azumarill in the back, so this is not looking too good, because XL Azumarill can just tank these body slams, like just a huge meat shield. I think I need 4 body slams to land to take out this Azumarill, maybe more. I think non-XL you just need 4, and it should comfortably take this out with the counter damage. Okay, so I think I need to land 1 more, but this is not looking possible at this point, because the Sableye also has energy in the back. So my opponent swaps into the Sableye. I think might have enough energy to the return here, because he did swap out, have a Foul Play ready. Yep, so that the 3 extra Shadow Claws gives enough energy for the return and to take me out. So we're 1-1 against YasserAleed. We do have another team prepared. So here we have Scrafty, a very neutral lead against Meganium. We do have a very good counter as our own in the Amok in the back. So I'm going to go for Foul Place right away. I'm not sure who wins CMP in this matchup, but turns out Scrafty does. And my opponent throws a Frenzy Plant. So now we're going to get to the Power Punch as my opponent Meganium gets to the next Frenzy Plant. So I'm going to try to catch this move, right? And my opponent actually had the same idea in mind and swaps into a Ninetales, trying to snipe down my Scrafty. So here I'm going to go for an Acid Spray bait. So at the time of making this making this video, the move changes haven't gone live yet. So the Poison Jab buff and the Acid Spray buff hasn't been live. But
again, we're doing okay against the Ninetales. We just poison jab all the way down, and then we have 2 moves in the back, right? Well, we have 1 move stored in the back, and we're gonna look at the top right corner to see what they come out with. They come with Jellicent, so I'm going to go for this Dark Pulse, trying to chip it down. And then I believe I swap into my Scrafty right here because we were going to get to a foul play in just 1 more counter. And then I get off this foul play, definitely gets a shield right here. And then I will get farmed down here, which is a little bit unfortunate. I'm going to get all the chip damage as I can, even though this is double resisted power punch. Probably going to do very little, but it probably puts it into 2 charm range now for my Granbow. So that's all I wanted to do here. I come out with Granbow here. I'm going to get charm damage off on this Jellicent. I do have to shield this, respect the Shadow Ball. I think it will actually do the most damage right here. The Frenzy Plant will also do a lot of damage. Fortunately, we do have enough bulk to survive 1 Frenzy Plant and to take out this Meganium. And then we just need 1 more charm, and we barely survive, and we were barely able to take that win. So thank you to all 4 battlers that played against me, helping me make these videos showcasing these 3 new teams, new budget teams that I think will be very good to compete with in the upcoming season. And I hope you guys enjoyed the videos. Let me know what you think of the teams in the comments below. Let me know what how you like these type of videos, and I'll see you guys in my next video. I'm probably going to play each of these teams separately and make a video for each of them for my battles as well. So definitely look forward to that, and I'll see you guys in my next video.